So when you look at Bundaberg from the air, you can see this immersion in the agrarian landscape, this extraordinary pattern of agriculture that has informed this place. And so it is a true agrarian landscape, and therefore brings to the fore this idea of the shed that is part of the agrarian tradition. But what it produces, in my view, is a very tactile, utilitarian architecture, and that tactility emerges from people, the place, and the need. It has a kind of basic, visceral quality, which is about what you need to do, rather than what you, in a kind of construct manner, assume you need to do. This idea of then, in the modern tradition, if you like, rethinking the shed as a place for habitat, or the universal building, that age-old obsession that we all have. How can you do something in the universal? And Moshe talked about the idea of habitat being the universal living pod. So I developed this idea about the universal house, in a way, which was based on the shed, so that you could apply a simple portal frame. You could stop the sun, you could open the blinds up and let the sun in, you catch the water. It could sit on any kind of sloping site that you like. And so we developed a range of small houses. It embodies this idea of how you can make a rudimentary structure, which is basically a portal frame, respond to the climate by external blinds and so on, but also have this very fine, invisible edge between you inside the building and the extraordinary world that you're in. So the in-between is what I really want to talk about, which is this fantastic quote from Samuel Beckett. And so that's part of what has informed our view about how we make the surface or the interaction between inside and outside buildings. And the idea was to take the forest and into the nominal site and bring the forest inside the building somehow. And you enter in through this gap, effectively, up under a mirrored soffit, which is all about dismembering your sense of perception and the fact that you're entering into a landscape zone as opposed to a built zone. Being a kid in Bundaberg, I think, has influenced me as an architect all the way through my life to really enable me to explore things that are meaningful when you're growing up in a very visceral way, so that spaces like these, which are beautiful, extraordinary, experiential, can be brought to life in the most prosaic of buildings, like apartment buildings.